It's pronounced Uranus. Anyway, travel time today from Saturn to Uranus is 1,437,000,000 kilometers. That's a lot of kilometers. That's gonna take 2,874 hours or 120 days. Now we're getting into the long travel territory. Oh boy, quite the leap from 55. Anyway, here we are in Uranus, or as most people would call it, Space Egypt, I guess. Why? I don't know. I liked the previous aesthetic where it was like, you know, sort of this older looking factory. I thought that was a pretty creative design decision. But yeah, this one is just Space Egypt, and I don't know why. That being said, it's all worth it. Not necessarily for this mini-boss, because, like, this mini-boss is fine, whatever. Like, we're just shooting that guy, he'll try to drop rocks at us, but also shoot rocks to help us, jump up and hit him. No, the important thing about this mini-boss is that snake, up there. Look at that snake. That is an amazing snake. What a good fucking sprite. God. Makes this whole stage worthwhile. Though that being said, slightly strange, decision to just make Egypt but in space. That aside, really good music in this level. I'm jamming out much like whatever the heck that robot was. So that was the best part of the song right there. It's a really good bit of music. That's my favorite part, personally. Anyway, let's see. What else about the stage? Well, could we get... Oh, perfect. Perfect timing. So yeah, you might notice that I'm not really bothering shooting the seal when it's attacking like that. When it's creating a little ball, bouncing it up and down and throwing it at me. That's because it does have iframes when it does that. Honestly, if I had a complaint with Mega Man V, it's that there's been at least 2 enemies with a dumb amount of iframes. I don't remember if there's any more, but, you know, this one's pretty bad. And he can do it twice in a row, too! Look at that smug-ass bitch! Just getting his iframes and then approaching me like it was nothing. Look at that guy. Look at that fucker. He is just so comfortable in his iframes. What a jerk. What a smug-ass motherfucker. That being said, I don't know if there's that much else to this stage. Despite what the background looks like, unfortunately this isn't a low-gravity section. We don't jump up super high. It is just a bit of a change of pace, which is nice. I do appreciate the change of pace. That's pretty good. But yeah, it doesn't change up the gameplay too much. You're mostly doing what you would do indoors. Let's just remove this so I don't have to bother wasting weapon energy against this jerk. Maybe one of the boss weapons would do damage to the seal while it's attacking like this. But I don't know, because I don't want to use weapons. As it stands, I'm using the weapons more than I would like to in this stage, considering they don't refill at the end, but like, sometimes you kinda have to, you know? Sometimes it just makes life easier. So I think the gimmick here is that the platform is slightly smaller, but other than that, exact same fight. There is no difference here. So yeah, not really my favorite reuse of mini-boss. But, you know, I've said it before, that is a problem with all of Mega Man pretty much. It's not exclusively in Mega Man V. For some reason in this game it just feels kind of more grating than it usually does in other Mega Man games, and I don't know why. Could not explain that, but of course, this game does have that snake decoration on this mini-boss, so, like, actually, this game has the best mini-bosses. You cannot argue with this. Alright, and we are at the end of the stage. And so, our boss today is Uranus, who, very helpfully points out one of his gimmicks right in his intro. When he jumps around, we kind of just fuck up a bit, but honestly, it's really not a big deal. You can still move left and right when that happens, and honestly, jumping in this fight really wouldn't be helpful anyway. You want to slide under the blocks, you want to slide under him when he jumps, because, trust me, he is far too big to jump over. I mean, maybe if you brought out Rush Coil, but at that point, why are you bothering with that over sliding? Plus, I don't really know if Rush Coil would really work, considering he's always jumping around. Oh yeah, and he does try to crush you with blocks on the other side of the room. There are always the 4 blocks on the opposite end, so stay at a, maybe uncomfortable distance away from Uranus. Yeah, maybe a little closer than you might want, but it's really not too bad. He big, but he's... even that was kind of overstating how dangerous he was. Uranus does have some good defense, though, so even a charge shot isn't going to do much damage. But, yeah, that being said, we defeated Uranus, and pardon me for being crass, but I would say that we shot him in the lower thigh. Which lower thigh? Lady doesn't just tell what side of the lower thigh she hits. You got Deep Digger! By which we mean the Guts arm. It's just Gutsman's weapon, but in Mega Man V instead. And you got it from a space robot instead of construction robot. Anyway, hey! I would say we're making great time because there's only one more Staroid left, but this took 120 days, so see you next time for Pluto.